It's the E Squared Podcast.
It's the E Squared Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Easy Mo, and we are back with a longtime friend, somebody that I really admire and respect, DJ Qriket.
What it do?
How are you? How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to be here finally.
Yeah,
You know?
it's been like a journey, kind of getting here, making this happen. You've been dodging me. You've been dodging me for a minute.
It's never
But we
dodging.
made it.
It's never dodging. We made it.
Yeah, timing is everything, though. for
Timing
sure.
is everything, right?
Yeah,
You didn't
yeah.
want to depress Qriket on the show.
No. Oh, so you're happy now? We got a happy Qriket.
I'm getting back to I'm DJing again. I'm back out there and I'm working with people and creating and so yeah.
Beautiful. Let's toast to that.
Let's toast to that.
To you, Qriket.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Thank
fuck
you.
depression.
It's fuck depression. Thanks for
Facts.
having me here.
Absolutely. Oh, I thought you were gonna drink it all.
I had a
thought
little
you were gonna
sip
drink it all.
earlier.
Look
What?
at you.
You didn't drink it all.
No, I'm gonna sip on a little bit more. I'm gonna pace myself. I gotta do 3 more after this.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Look
Oh,
at
wow.
He
That's
doesn't know that yet.
Oh,
Look at Riz.
surprise. Happy
Shout out
birthday,
Riz. Yeah.
That's right. Shout out Riz.
Yeah, for real. Shout out to Ness too. So,
And
Qriket.
shout out to Ness.
Qriket.
Yes.
Why were you depressed? what was
shut
going
down.
on?
Shut down. Not working. Not
Oh,
being out
quarantine.
doing anything. Quarantine. Yeah.
Oh, that really affected
Quarantine.
you.
Having a weird quarantine situation, and that unearthing a lot of other things, and yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely weird, but it had to be, for me, it was cool. I'm kind of a recluse
Yeah.
already, but somebody like you must have really, really fucked you up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It just, and there was so much momentum as an artist or a creative. You kind of build momentum, right? And
Right.
it felt like the ball was up here and then it just dropped. And,
I know.
there were outlets to keep doing your thing, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, the last 6 months I've been working steadily, so
Yeah.
I feel much better. I feel definitely a little more pep in my step.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Man, being a creative, I've always admired people like you that are creative and you kind of do whatever you want to do, but you do it as a career,
Right.
you know? How
Yeah.
did you learn the business of like being creative and being cool as fuck, but also being able to pay your bills with that?
Many years of just trial and error and just doing it.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
being dope as fuck. Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of practice, and yeah. I mean, it's always been since I can remember, probably like early 2000s. Back then, it was the hustle of reselling toys and sneakers and clothes, and meanwhile, I was breaking and DJing as well, but I wasn't making money off DJing, and then it was all about breaking, and then you're just doing that, and everything you're doing is involved. Within each of these crafts, and now being a DJ, within all those crafts, there's all these other little side markets, right? To be able to have it as a business, and yeah.
Yeah. When are you from Vegas?
No,
Where are you
I'm
from?
originally from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Wisconsin, yeah, the Midwest.
That is crazy.
Shout out.
Yeah, so so you grew up your entire life there or your childhood?
My whole childhood. I moved. My mom moved to Marin, which is just north of San Francisco, when I was a teenager, and so I went to visit when I was 16, and I was like, "Ooh, there's so much cool stuff." I'd always been during that time. I was into skateboarding and that whole lifestyle, and that was what California was all about. So,
Yeah. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
yep, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask you, was that when you were introduced to hip hop?
Yeah,
And-
yeah, pretty
yeah.
much. Yeah, I would say I knew about Tribe Called Quest or Beastie Boys, and I had seen like the Breakin' and what is that other one? Beach Street. Like that's the only thing I really knew about hip hop. Like in my high school, there weren't many people. Oh, people were bumping like Snoop and Dre and
Yeah.
Tupac and stuff like that, but not many.
In Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin.
Yeah. So when
But
did
we
you
didn't have it wasn't around us. So you
Right.
walk out. I grew up on a farm, so in the middle of nowhere.
What?
Yeah.
I would have never have guessed.
Yeah. My dad's a second
Wow.
generation dairy and corn farmer.
Oh, what? Crykit is a farmer. Well, my
Yeah.
mind is blown right now.
I first learned how to drive a tractor.
Yeah. So how do they feel about like the path you've taken in life? It's so
Um,
like opposite of what you grew up doing.
well, luckily, oddly, they have always. I mean, they haven't really. I don't know. My parents went through a divorce at a young age, and so it's kind of like I always feel like I got to do my own thing. I'm always doing my thing, and whatever
Yeah.
I'm gonna do, I'm just doing it. So they're really supportive. I mean, my dad just is like, do whatever you want to do, and my mom, she was a Deadhead. She was really into Grateful Dead. So as a little kid, we used to go to those places or those concerts. That's
Yeah.
the parking lot jams. Like people are doing smoking, drugs, whatever, but doing like drum circles, like slinging T-shirts, like all the things. And so, she was always into music and dance and
So you
stuff
kind
like
of got
that.
it from her.
I definitely got it from her.
Yeah. Were you always a wavy dancer, or were you just like?
I started as a raver. That's where I loved raves. I loved
Damn.
electronic music in high school. So once I learned how to drive, I went to raves. And but there wasn't really a dance. Like there was kind of a groove. There was groovers. You had those little grooves, right? But I had never really seen. There weren't b-boys in the rave scene there. It wasn't until I moved to the Bay in '99 that I first learned breaking, saw breaking in real life, and fell in love with it.
See, I've always loved it, but I never had like, I don't know if it's courage or I just never felt like it was for me. When did you feel like, oh shit, I want to do that for real?
When I saw it in person, like that was my senior year of high school. I have a gymnastics background. I love tumbling.
What?
Yeah.
Who are you, dude? I'm learning so much about you. Holy shit.
That's
This is crazy.
Random fun facts. But
Well,
I
that's
love
perfect.
flips. I just think it's so dynamic and cool, and I love dancing, but I never like took dance classes. So seeing that, I saw like the synergy of both worlds, and I'm like, oh, they look so dope. And there's a lot of dope B-boys in the Bay Area, and like hip hop back then, and the rave scene, and everything was just. I'm sure it's got its own new thing now, but back then it was amazing. It was so much rich culture in all those worlds. So
Yeah, it was like it's like everything seemed to be a lot better before social media.
right,
You know, like
I know.
it was like when it was
right?
raw, like that, raw hip hop. It wasn't about clout or Instagram or anything like that. It was about hip hop. It was about breaking, rapping, being good at what you're doing.
Yeah.
But now it's not like
You
that
couldn't
anymore.
fake the funk. You had to really be good at it. You had to know someone who knew what was up if you didn't know what was up to be able to find where it's at. So I was thinking about that today. Like what do I really miss, or what is it about that, and or what is it? Like when things become mainstream, all of a sudden you're like, I'm not into that anymore,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And-
true. It's because it's like I think we want what other people can't get, or other people don't have, maybe. Because once everybody else has it or has access to it, then the value of it goes down.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Hey, that's why I like the rare gems. The clothes, vintage clothes.
yeah, what's up with the vintage market these days? I heard what was that that convention of
Oh yeah, ThriftCon was here.
yeah,
I
what's
didn't get
up?
to go. I really wanted to go. I was working all that weekend with these long other shifts, so unfortunately I didn't go. And I've been a little since shutdown. I kind of took a hard stop because of that, and I'm kind of reassessing. So right now, in the last 2 years, I don't know what's up, but I was heavy into it 2 years ago, and
But what's up with the like crazy high prices of these vintage
it's
clothes?
just how
I heard
it goes.
it was
Everything's gonna and it's gonna go back down. Things come and they go, and there's a hype, and then it's
all
with
about hype,
everything.
right?
It's
Yeah.
all about hype. It's same thing happened. Like I said, I used to resell sneakers in the early 2000s, and it was so hype then. And then try and resell those same sneakers, 2010, they weren't really going anywhere. And now I feel like they're coming back again. So
you just
I
gotta
don't
wait.
know.
Yeah,
It's just all about timing.
Damn, that's crazy because I heard a lot of my friends went to ThriftCon and they're like, dude, I'm not paying $400 for this busted, rusty ass shirt. Like I'm like, damn, they're selling those kinds of shirts for that much money down there.
And it's all about who's wearing it in the moment, who's caught wearing it at the moment. So I had this, well, it's still, I feel like it's the sickest tee I've ever had. So I'm sad to sell it. It was fucking dope. This Weapon X tee, front and back, full print, liquid blue. Their prints are always just amazing. I got it for $150 at Squander. Did you ever go to Squander?
Mm-mm.
It was a little vintage shop. It was the first one to pop up over. It was on California, right around the corner, right next to where Taco Terrian is now.
Oh, okay. I'm not much of a thrifter.
Yeah, he had that shop for a little bit, and got it there for $150. And I was like, oh, I paid $150 for a tee. Damn, that's steep, but fuck it, this is dope. Well, Travis Scott was seen wearing it.
Oh.
And then some bootleg Thailand company started bootlegging them.
Yeah.
And then it became like, oh, who's got the real ones? So I sold mine for $1,500.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That was like the biggest come up I've ever had.
That's crazy. But you had to sell it then, huh? Before the hype went back down.
Yeah, and I'm wondering. Even I was told I could have even gotten three G's back then. But reselling is my secondary thing. So it's kind of like it has to be your primary.
Yeah.
It's a
really
lot to really understand, keep up. You're bringing in the product, you're washing it, or making sure it's clean. You're taking the photos of it. You're writing the description. You're taking the measurements. You're putting it up for resale on all these different platforms, hoping someone's gonna take it. Then you're shipping it. It's like that's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a full-time job.
That's definitely a full-time job.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of stepping back from that world right now.
Yeah. So, well, what's up with Crykit's Playhouse?
Crykit's Playhouse.
I love it. So how did that start, and like what was the concept behind that? What was the idea behind that?
That started as a reselling platform of vintage stuff. 2013 or 14. It was one of those 2 years. I can't remember. And yeah, so I started reselling clothes on Instagram, and I was all about thrifting then because I didn't have many gigs. I had a lot of gigs, and then something about Vegas is you could have it all, and then like this, it's gone the next day, and you're not owed an explanation. It doesn't matter if you've been there for how long or who you know. It's all the different. Anything could change the next day here. So, at that point, I really needed a creative outlet. So I started reselling online, and then always making kind of videos with cool beats and music that I liked. So it was like, building a whole kind of just more than a vibe and a playlist on SoundCloud, stuff like that. Well, I did that for 2 years, and then, which was dope. It was fun to CC Elise and working with homegirls like that were down to just do some creative fun projects around, like just with my iPhone, taking photos of them, modeling the pieces in downtown Vegas or on Main Street. And it got some buzz. And next thing you know, Commonwealth was looking for a Tuesday night of something different. And so they let me have the night to do kind of whatever I wanted.
So the Commonwealth event was 2 years in the making.
After I had already been doing, yeah, I would say so. Commonwealth happened 2016. And then, it started in May.
You've been at that for a long time. I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Wow,
the
that's
thing
beautiful.
is, it's always kind of been on it's always my secondary thing because DJ Qriket is always, the more money maker of everything.
Right.
But that too requires me to wear so many different hats musically and depending on what gig I'm at. And so, yeah, it's been these different things. I didn't expect it to be a party. It's
dope.
It just kind of all has transformed, and moving forward for next year. I'm not sure where it's going. I want it to still be something. I love that it's become a Vegas party. It's actually become more than that because
It's a staple. I feel like
people really want to come out from other places to play at it or showcase their new line they're working on. Things like that. So
I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing that just proves your influence. People have these weird social media influence, but they're not really influencing anything. But you have real influence. Like people pull up because you're the real deal. as far as creatively goes. And you know, you're a beat girl. You can get on. You can spin the music and get on the dance floor and go crazy. You know, and
Yay.
people fuck with that energy. I fuck with that energy. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
No, for sure. So,
Thanks, E.
what's like the goal for Playhouse?
So I'm saying I'm reassessing that right now.
Mm.
You know, I had a lot of fun doing it as a monthly leading up to shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
And then once shutdown hit and I had those couple months off, I finally was like, whoa, you know, I put so much work into that.
Mm-hmm.
You think doing one thing once a month is just whatever? Oh, there's just all the moving parts.
It's like almost too much. Too much. Like once a month is a lot.
Once a month is a lot, especially when it's not just, hey, I'm booking some DJs or I'm booking you're booking designers or, you know, fashion shows with all the models and then they want their makeup and you know, this and where are they changing and all those art displays shout out to Pretty Done because he really hooked me up home. Like we helped grow each other.
Dope.
You know, from the gate.
Pretty Dune's going crazy.
Pretty Dune's going
everywhere.
crazy. He's everywhere, and I'm so proud of him. Yeah, he's killing it, and he loves it. You know, he doesn't stop. So, you know, he's gonna keep growing, and he really helped. Like, I had a lot of fun with him, just being creative and having him spray paint his stuff on the suits and the matching backdrops, and taking photos with that, and kind of just exploring art within. One of a kind those pieces you can't wear those suits after the night or you know the backdrop isn't up after that night or you know things like that. Those are fun experiences, I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
You should take that event on tour.
That would be a good goal. Yeah.
Do you have a team?
I just don't know. See, we've got a team. That's the thing is I'm not a business person and that's where I'm always falling short. Is like I said, like I ran myself to the ground because I'd rather spend the whole budget on getting all these cool things to be happening or experiencing then to pay myself and then what? I give everything and then what do I got? So, you know, I don't know how to structure it to make money. And
so you can really grow it.
So I can really grow it.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely backing there and there's a million photos and videos and like, you know, there's like there's a community built off of it.
Well, it's pretty much like, I mean, yeah, you with any brand or anything, you have to build a community. So when you have the community, you're golden. All you have to do is ask for money. Somebody will give it to you.
Right.
Like an alcohol sponsor or somebody like that, they'll give it to you.
Yeah, we've worked with Jägermeister before.
Oh, dope.
Love Jaeger. Dope. Yeah, they're cool to work with.
Tell them cut the check.
Well, I'm really enjoying right now. Currently working with Smurf and Arturo in Mac Agency with Sound and Color. We're having a lot of fun. That's a monthly, but. That's my first time working as a team with people. So we all have our roles and we meet up.
Are you a team player?
I love being a team player.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Some people aren't, yeah.
It depends on the situation. I'd like to have a clear role than and be able to execute it than to have to wear all the hats and like look over a bunch of other people, especially a bunch of other artists. That's kind of where.
You don't want to be a manager and shit. Yeah,
that's how I feel with Crykit's Playhouse. I'm like, I'm like hiring and paying and working through the budget and checking in with them and making sure they're set up here. You know, it's all the things. Whereas Sound and Color, like, we're doing the business meetings ahead of time with the group. We're all putting in our you know, what we put in, and then the night of, I show up to DJ and mingle and network, and that's my night.
Yeah. Well, that seems a lot more easier. But
yeah,
Crykit's Playhouse is Crykit's Playhouse.
It's Crykit's Playhouse, you know? And that's kind of another thing is it's got my name attached to it. Where I feel like
you regret that now.
Kind of, I do because
you're stuck now.
Now, you know, Moose has been the DJ since the gate, but I feel like you know, Moose is always down. That's the homie, you know. But I would, if it was just Playhouse, maybe he would feel a little more like. You know, not doing it because it's Crykit's Playhouse. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I think
does that make sense?
You might be overthinking it.
I overthink everything.
You might be overthinking it, but
don't mind me
because you are you're like the coolest. You're the funkiest. You know what I mean? You are hip hop personified. So your name attached to the event brings it a lot of value, and you should just
thank you for that.
Yeah, you should just kind of accept that. Stop being so humble, maybe, and use that to your advantage. These venues are guys in suits. These guys aren't. These guys need people like you.
Right,
So you just
right.
have to leverage and ask for what you want. And
That's kind of where I'm heading to, and what I'm learning through Sound and Color, because that's more of a on the strip party being on the record, whereas Playhouse always being at Commonwealth downtown. Downtown doesn't make the same. We know they're not pulling the same numbers as the places on the strip. So those properties are more, those are about for the people. And yeah.
What's your favorite venue to DJ at?
Currently, I love On the Record on the strip because I can.
It is such a dope.
It's so dope.
Yeah, it is dope. It's not too bougie.
It's not too bougie. They put a lot of work into the build in there. Like if you notice, even the fan or the lighting is made with cymbals from a drum, and all the vinyl and the old school boom boxes and the tapes, the cassette tapes. Sorry, I'm talking with my hand a lot right now. Sorry. I'm I feel weird.
It's cool. No,
Sorry.
keep talking. Yeah, you're dancing. You're dance talking right now.
That's what I do. So, dance talking.
So On the Record, huh? Is your favorite venue?
Yeah, on the strip currently, I really love that. And I'll always love, my heart is always at Commonwealth because I spent so many years there, and I love Corner Bar Management Team. Those are the homies, and I love playing.
They run downtown, huh?
They run downtown, and there's more properties to come. I love Ferguson's. That's my favorite downtown. How cool is Ferguson's?
It's like the first time I was there, my mind was blown.
Yeah.
Like, this is beautiful. They did such a great job with that spot.
They did such a great job with that spot, and they've opened it up to so many different, things.
Yeah, they didn't want no. We try to throw some rap shows there. They were not having it. So I don't know if you want to talk to your boys.
Okay. Wink.
Put in words.
We'll put in some word.
Hey, rap music needs a home too.
Yeah, it does.
What's been you've been involved in hip hop for so long. What's been your favorite, craziest hip hop moment in your life?
Favorite craziest would be performing with E40 at San Quentin prison.
Whoa, what?
That's crazy, right?
You did that?
So weird. And it's weird because in the moment you're just like, what? You're just involved or doing it, and you're like, this is big, this is crazy. But now looking back, I'm like, well, that was just crazy. Who gets to do that?
With
Who
E40
gets to do that?
at San Quentin prison.
Yeah, that was with my B-girl crew. That was on mid 2000s. Yeah, and that's when all the hyphy was really pop. Hyphy movement was Tell Me When to Go just came out, and that was crazy. Yeah,
so
the whole
you
Bay
guys
was
danced.
crazy then.
You guys danced for the prisoners?
Yeah, we did.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Yeah, we did the whole thing. A little B-girl number, and then E40 came out.
Damn.
To Tell Me When to Go.
I think that tops everybody's hip hop moment. That's like epic as fuck.
Right? Pretty epic. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's dope. Do you get weird around like ultra famous hip hop heads like
I
E40?
do. Anybody famous, I get weird around.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know what it is. It sucks. I just get all of a sudden, I'm like, I think it's because I grew up on the farm. Like, you really feel very, everything's very TV. It's very like, you don't feel like it's real. So I
it's like surreal.
Surreal, yeah. So I feel like everyone's idolized. Like, and I say weird things, and then I run off. I escape, and I'm like, that was weird. Shoots. Like Mos Def, I saw him on the street. I love telling this story because it's just so corny and it sucks. Sometimes I'm corny and it sucks. Mos Def I saw, that was also when I was still living in San Francisco, and there's this little diner. I had just gotten out and I seen him just chilling. Like, he's just chilling on the street. And he complimented me on my tattoo. And then I said, oh, nice rhymes. Nice rhymes.
Nice rhymes.
Ew, and like, when do I'd never say that.
Then you skirt it off.
And I was like, in my heart, and just so you know, it's like cringy. You're like, why did I say that?
Immediate regret.
Immediate like, oh. And he was like, that didn't faze him, you know? He was still like, okay, well,
thanks.
He would have talked, you know? He would have kept talking, but I was so embarrassed I ran off. But
I feel you though, because somebody like that, that's like, man, that's crazy. You know, it's you almost feel like they're not even real.
I feel like they're not real.
Yeah.
And Bruno Mars, when I opened for him at the Cosmopolitan, he had the moment to meet him. Right after they got off, I went down there to their green room. Door was open. He's standing in the doorway. They're all like, woo! And like, oh, this is my moment. And then I couldn't do it. I'm like, oh, they need a moment. They just got off stage. I'll wait. Went to get water out of my green room, and I come back and their green room doors closed, and then doors shut. That was my opportunity.
Damn, yeah, man. Yeah, it's
Just
weird.
to seize the moment's hard. I don't know.
Yeah, no, famous people are like, you can't put too much pressure on the moment. Is what you can't do.
No, you can't.
Know? Yeah. When I get around famous people, it's not. Sometimes I shake their hand really lightly for some reason, you know,
like awkwardly lightly.
Yeah, like awkwardly lightly. Like I'm just like, yeah, you know. And then I don't know why, or it really depends who it is. Like if it's somebody that I'm really a fan of, I might get a little weird.
Yeah.
You know, we're very quick to tell you how much of a fan I am.
Yeah,
you know
right.
But then it just starts coming out, and I'm like, oh fuck. Came on too strong.
Came on too strong. I'm gonna back up now.
Yeah. So I usually take like less is more and play it cool now. Try to play it cool.
Yeah, because that's, you know, you think about it, it would suck to be that famous that everyone wants to talk to you. Everyone wants to
picture. They want to be associated with you. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it is.
And that's
weird.
one thing I never asked for a photo because I feel like everyone asks for a photo. But then afterwards, I'm like, oh, I should ask for a photo.
Oh, I asked for a picture for
everyone
sure.
asked for it. I know.
I asked
Everyone's
for
gonna do it.
I have no
should
shame.
Just do it.
The key to it, because I used to be like that too, is like, oh, I don't want to be that guy thirsty for a picture. But if I'm really a fan of you, like, just feel my energy, bro. And I really want a picture. I really want a picture.
Okay,
you know?
that's I could
good.
See that.
Just show love.
Yeah, just show love.
Just show love. You know. Yeah, being famous people. I don't know. They're weird. It's weird. It's weird. But you're kind of famous.
I'm like
recognize
a local celebrity.
People recognize
the local word. People do.
Yeah.
And I'm too nice that I'm always like, even though, think about how many people I've met. So many. If you're out in Vegas 5 nights a week,
you're gonna see you.
I've been here now 10 years. This is my 10th year being here. That's a lot of people that I've come in contact with. So, I'll be like, hey, Qriket, what's up? I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? You know, like that's totally me. And it sucks because that could be someone I've met 20 times that I can't remember meeting 20 times.
I introduce people all the time to like people I'm with, and then I'll be like, I know this person, but I don't know their name.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
You know what I mean?
And that sucks too. And it sucks when you've definitely seen someone and you know them by face and they're super cool.
Yeah.
But then you don't know their name. Now it's been too long. And you're like, okay, it's been too
Do
long.
you ask again? Yeah. Do you ask
don't
again?
ask again. You can't ask again.
God, damn. Yeah, because then you're just like, they're not important to you.
So I don't know what's the best route anymore because lying and being like, oh, I remember you.
I try to say it 3 times. The 3-time rule. Every time I meet somebody, 3 times. Or I ask somebody that they're with or somebody around me, like, hey, what's his name again?
Yeah.
Boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there
and
you go.
then I'm like, okay. Yeah. Or, you follow somebody on Instagram usually. You know their face from Instagram. You can go to their Instagram and kind of check it out real quick. It is. It's a struggle trying to because you want to make you don't want to burn any bridges and something like that could.
And I don't mean to be rude. And a lot of times the people who be like, oh yeah, I met you 5 times already. It's not personal. Like not that I don't think they're not cool or anything. I mean, when I first get done off of a 4-hour set and I come down and I got 15 minutes to talk to somebody, it's like there's a lot going through in my mind and my head and the moment and these people's and these energies. It's like,
you gotta find you gotta be like a professional. It's almost like politics, kind of. You gotta play the politician role. You gotta like, kiss babies and shake hands and kind of do all that. Do you feel like you have to do that, or especially getting gigs and with. You
do have to go, like, if you don't want to go out, you got to go out.
Yeah.
There's things like that.
Facts. Yeah. Facts. Pulling up to people.
Yeah.
And showing your face card.
Right.
Man, I've been in so many rooms and backstages and different things that I should have never been in, but I am just always everywhere, so people know me.
Right.
The ticket lady. The people that like this ticket lady, she knows me she doesn't know my name. She knows me my face.
Oh,
She's
okay.
had to deal with me so many
That's
times.
funny. I love
Yeah,
it.
because I finesse my way into so many things. And every time I pull up, I don't have a ticket, but she's like, okay. But I'm nice to her. She's nice to
Yeah.
me,
Oh, I love that.
and that's how it works.
And that's how it works. Oh, so that's great. No, see, I'm like, oh, I don't got a ticket. I can't.
No.
I can't. I don't know. I can't. I don't pull the cards. Yeah, my friend got mad at me the other couple weeks ago because where did we go? And she'd say, "What?" We start walking to the end of the line because I didn't recognize anybody at the door.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "What? You're walking further and further back. You need to stop. You need to stop."
Yeah. No, not Qriket. No. You've contributed so much, like everybody knows you. And I think that's one thing, like, I don't know, venues and I don't know, like, people that have the ability to bring people to the front of the line or get people in right away. You need to do that because people like you contribute to the culture here are so important. Like people like you are literally the heartbeat of the Vegas culture. And you've been here for so long that you've literally helped create it and create what it is today. So put some respect on Qriket's name. You should have like an all access pass on Fremont and Main Street right now. Facts. There should be like a Main Street Fremont committee, and there should be like people with all access passes to just walk in any fucking venue.
That's funny. Nice. Okay, I'll take that.
You deserve that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, who am I to walk up to the door and not know who that person is and be like, you don't know who I am? Like, that's ridiculous.
Just
How
do a
you
head
put
spin.
it?
Just walk up and do a head spin. They'll let you in.
That's funny.
That's
funny.
Is Beauty Bar still open?
No. That's been long closed. And actually,
really?
that's
sad.
Yeah, a lot of great. Remember how many parties were there? When I first moved here, that was the only spot.
That was the only spot.
That was
like the gritty, grimy, hip hop, like raw spot you can go to.
Mm-hmm.
The indoor, the outdoor. They would host the beat battles. They would do like the smaller shows. They would let people from the city come in and do their thing.
Yep.
And now they're gone. And Fremont's becoming bougier and bougier by the minute.
It is.
Talk to your boys.
Talk
to your boys. They try to do like I feel like it's becoming like they want to like cut. They're like drawing a line in how like grimy they're allowing it to be.
Yeah, I mean that's always going to happen everywhere.
But Beauty Bar was some grimy shows, some grimy
but
parties.
I think they're pushing that, which is it's crazy even now though it's becoming more gentrified. But I would say that's more happening Main Street, Charleston, the Arts District.
Mm-hmm.
But even that's becoming a little.
How do you feel about the growth of the city so far since you've been here?
I really enjoy it. I mean, I think it always had a lot of room for growth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Don't you think?
All the room.
Right?
All the room, yeah.
It's hard coming because I came from California and it's like I was always thinking, oh, I'm bringing something cool or something different to the Strip. And it was never really, it's the Strip just is so Maine, like you can't, not that you can't, but anywho, I'm all struggling over there, and it's like, well, I don't get why you can pull so many. Why are people in San Francisco or San Diego or LA paying $20 to get in some? They're waiting in line. They're paying $20 to get in somewhere, and it's cracking. Like, how come even like Vegas, you can't ask $20? I couldn't charge $20 to get in the Playhouse. That's because it's so small here, and like so we really got to look out for our locals. It's not like we got everyone like spread out for all these cities or like small outskirts coming out, right?
Yeah, it's just us here in the middle of the desert.
Just us here in the middle of the desert, and I get that we should take care of each other because we're out here,
Yeah, for real. Yeah, the culture's grown a lot in the last 10 years. It's been
it really
almost like
has.
it's like almost like a golden era these last 10 years, if you think about it, because it's grown so much before that. But I was in high school. I'm 30, so, but I wasn't really on the scene 10 years ago. I mean, prior to, 15 years ago or anything like that. So I can't really speak on that. But for sure, the last 10 years have been like to what it is now. Like like First Friday.
Yeah. Wow.
Is like dope as fuck now.
Right.
And it went downhill for a little bit. But there's a lot more venues, a lot more creatives, a lot more shops opening up, ran by creatives. So
right,
it's definitely on the up and up. Yeah,
it's on the up and up. I feel like everywhere has been on the up and up, and there's a lot more venues. And even on Fremont, yeah, there's still the venues though where you can do something, not so bougie or right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is.
I miss Bunkhouse. Bunkhouse is a cool spot.
That's gone too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. You just need to get your own venue.
No thanks.
If you got your own venue,
Smurf wants his own venue. Let's get Smurf a venue. I'll do something in this venue.
Smurf, that would be a fucking madhouse.
That would be.
Smurf had his own venue. That would be a madhouse. But that would be beautiful. It would be beautiful.
Right.
It would be epic. It would probably last maybe 6 months before the police can't come and like,
That's
yo,
funny.
this is over with. You guys are doing too much here. But it would be an epic 6 months. It'd be an epic 6 months.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
So what's the biggest lesson you've learned in your years of, breaking, being creative, balancing business, balancing relationships, politics, all this and that? What's the biggest lesson that you've learned through life that's helped you got through?
Enjoying what I'm doing, because when I'm enjoying what I'm doing and trusting that a new door will open up when the one closes. That's been the hardest lesson to learn, but the most liberating one at this day, this time in my career to know. Because there's so many gigs and opportunities that come, and which one do you take? Do you take this one? And someone got to that faster, or how many gigs I've done where I wasn't the right fit, and it makes you feel like you suck, and like, what am I doing? And like, who am I even good at this, or is this what I'm meant to be doing? And they throw you off track, but if you really love what anytime I'm really invested or knowing and believing in myself and what I have to offer and what I'm into and what I'm doing, doors open, opportunities come, and things happen. So
beautiful. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Yeah, for sure.
And then learn from those mistakes, and knowing that I'll probably make them again, but maybe not. But treating them as learning lessons and growing from them. Yeah. It's really how to balance the creative and the business, because the creative is just so much passion. I'm so passionate about everything, and it sucks having a 5-hour gig where I'm so passionate about this. I'm just trying to get a head nod somewhere, and no one's even caring. It sucks. And you're like, damn.
It's draining, huh? Yeah.
It's draining, and you're like, I could have a way worse job, and there's way worse jobs out there. But
perspective.
It's all perspective, and and it's okay. It's okay. Everyone's not going to be popping the whole career. I don't know. There are those magic unicorns out there that have these amazing careers in what they're doing, but
gotta enjoy the journey.
You gotta enjoy the journey, whether I'm on stage opening up for a big act or playing in the corner of a restaurant. No one cares.
Wow, that's beautiful. Enjoy what you do.
Enjoy what you do.
So simple.
It's so simple.
But it's so hard to do sometimes.
It's so hard to do. It really is. And there are those hiccups. So
yeah, for sure. Well, I think that was a beautiful way to end this interview.
I do. I think so. Yay, thanks, E. That was fun.
I'm so excited. I've had a little layoff, so to have you as my first guest back, it's been like a month since I recorded anything.
Oh, okay.
So, you made me, I got the dust off.
You got the dust off.
Yeah,
cool.
for sure.
I got the dust off too.
For sure.
This is good.
Aren't you doing your own podcast?
No.
Oh, you should. You should.
No.
You should. You should. You should do reviews or something. People respect your opinion.
You know what I want to do? I got a lot of toys, like collector toys, and I want to do showing off my collection and then show off other people's collections. Go to their house.
That's your show right there.
Right?
Bing bong. Bing bong.
All right. Thanks, E.
Yeah, thank you, Qriket. Till next time.
Podcast.
Yes.
Peace.
Where do they find you at? DJ Qriket?
DJ Qriket. Crykit.
Player. Till next time. Peace.
It's the E Squared Podcast. Big.